Hi scholar, hope you are having a great day. Welcome to Post Scholars channel. If you are preparing for NECO exam, JAMB exam, WAEC exam or any other college exam, be rest assured that this video is for you, so don't go anywhere. There are two questions we are going to solve, right? And the topic is exterior angles and interior angles of a polygon. You might have seen diagrams like this, right? And some of them confused you, right? But don't be confused anymore, because in this video I will explain everything concerning interior and exterior angle of a polygon. So without further delay, the first question says, in the diagram find angle X and Y. Here is the diagram. Then the second question, calculate the sizes of X and 2X in the diagram. Here is the diagram also. So let's solve the first question. This is the diagram of the first question. We're asked to find the value of X and Y. Now, looking at this diagram, what comes to your mind is concept of polygon, and we know that we have different types of polygon. This polygon has how many sides? Let's count: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This polygon has 5 sides, therefore it's a pentagon, right? Now, there's what we call interior angles and exterior angles of a polygon. If you are following my video very well, you will know that I've already introduced you to the formula for finding it. Sum of interior angle of a polygon and sum of exterior angle of a polygon, right? So you need to use the concept of the sum of interior angle of a polygon to solve this question. But if you look at this question very well, you see that this angle is unknown. So since it's unknown, we are going to name it angle T, right? This interior angle is also unknown, so we'll name it angle P, right? Good. Now the interior angles are P, X, T, 125 and 125 also, right? But the mission is for us to find X and Y, right? Now let's consider the sum of interior angles of a polygon. Take note, 88 degree is not an interior angle, it's an exterior angle. This is the angle it's covered, right? Same thing, Y is an exterior angle. So the formula for finding the sum of interior angle of a polygon is given as n minus 2 times 180 degree. In this case, n is 5 because we have 5 sides. So we substitute 5 into this n. Therefore, we have 5 minus 2 times 180 degree. You agree with me that 5 minus 2 is 3. Then 3 multiplied by 180 gives 540 degree, right? Good. Now we have found the sum of angle in this polygon. It simply means when you add 125, the value of T, the value of X, and the value of P, once you add them together, it all sum up to 540 degree. Moving on, look at this angle, angle T. This is a straight line. If you remember the concept of straight line, the sum of angle on a straight line is actually what? 180 degree, right? Definitely the value of T will be 180 minus 100. Therefore, the value of T is equals to what? 80 degree. So I'll write that T is equal to 80 degree. So I'll write it here. T equals 80 degree. And what's the reason? Angle on a straight line, right? Next, over to angle P, right? Now, angle P is also on a straight line. This part is 88 and this part is the unknown, which is P. So to find the value of P, you simply say 180 degree minus 88, which gives 92 degree. So P, the value of P is equal to 92 degree. Same thing, straight line, right? Now we can insert it here. P is equal to 92 degree, right? So these are the angles we found. T equals 80 and P equals 92. But the mission is for us to find the value of what? X. But remember, we already know the sum of interior angle of this polygon, which is what? 540. So what we'll do now is to sum up all these angles and equate it to 540 degree. When we do that, we start with X. So let's go. X plus 80 degree plus 125 degree plus 125 degree again plus 92 equals what? The sum of angle. The sum of angle is 540. So we equate it to 540 degree. Next, we have X plus, when we simplify, 80 plus 125 plus 125 plus 92. That gives 442. So X plus 442 equals 540. Now to find the value of X, we simply subtract 442 from both sides. When we do that, we have X equal 540 minus 442. Therefore, X is equal to 98 degree. You can see we have gotten the value of x without any issue. Next, we are to find the value of y. This shouldn't pose any challenge because this is a straight line and the sum of angle on a straight line is what? 180. So if we have gotten x to be, now we have gotten x to be 98 degree, right? So the value of y becomes, y is now equals to 180 minus this 98, right? So that I can find this y, 98. And when you do the subtraction, y is definitely equals to 180 minus 98 gives 82 degree. So we have gotten the value of x and the value of y. Now, next question. Now, here's the next question. Question 2, right? In this question, if you check it, we are asked to find the value of x and 2x. So I've represented the diagram here. This is the exact diagram. So we need to find the value of x, right? And 2x. So this is the focus. X, this part, and 2x. Now, looking at this diagram again, one thing you would love to do is to first of all fill up the angles, right? Now, looking at this is a straight line. Take note, in polygon, whenever you are solving polygon problem, whenever you see a small square subtended in an angle, just know that that angle is what? 90 degree. So if this is 90 degree, this other angle will be what? 90 degree, right? So we have clarified this angle 90 degree, right? Now, this angle is unknown, right? But it's easy to find. If the exterior angle, by now you should know what the exterior angle here is x, right? If the exterior angle is x, the interior angle is going to be 180 minus x. Since you know that the angle on the straight line is 180, right? So this other part of the angle becomes 180 minus x, right? Okay. Now, similarly, for this other, we know this angle is known, which is 121 degree. Similarly, for this angle is unknown, right? But we know that the exterior angle is x. If the exterior angle is x, then the interior angle will be 180 minus x, right? Good. Okay. Now, for this angle, the exterior angle is 60. We don't have any problem with this. This is a straight line. Check it very well. This is a straight line, right? So if the exterior angle is 60 degree, the interior angle becomes, since this is a straight line, 180 minus 60, and 180 minus 60 gives 120 degrees. So this angle is 120 degree. I hope you are following me. Okay. Now, this part of the angle is also unknown, but we know the exterior angle to be 2x. So if this angle here is 2x, then the interior angle will be 180 minus 2x. So let's represent that, 180 degree minus 2x. Good. Now we have, I think we have attached values to the unknown. Now the next thing that comes to your mind is, how many sides does this polygon have? Let's count. 1, 2, let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So this polygon has 7 sides. Therefore, it's an heptagon, right? Next, you need to find the sum of angle in an heptagon, and the formula for finding the sum of interior angle of any polygon is given as n minus 2 times 180 degree. In this case, your n is 7, so you substitute the 7 into this n, right? Then you have 7 minus 2 times 180, and 7 minus 2 gives 5. Then 5 multiplied by 180 degree, that should give 900, right? So we have 900 degree. We are not done. Now that we have found the sum of interior angle of this polygon, the next thing we need to do is to sum all these angles, right? Sum these interior angles and equate it to 900. You can see we don't really have issue with the exterior angle, right? Another way someone can solve this problem is to equate it to the exterior angle, and the sum of exterior angle of a polygon is equals to 360 degree. But we are not using that method. Like I do tell my students, there are several approaches to solving a mathematical problem, right? So let's sum the interior angle and equate it to 900. So let's start with 120 degree. So we'll write 120 degree plus 180 minus x plus 121 plus 180 minus x again, right? Plus 90 plus 136 plus 180 minus 2x, right? Everything equals to 900. So what we basically did was we started from 120, we added all these interior angles and we equated it to 900. So the next thing you can do is add the numbers. 120 plus 180 plus 121 plus 180 plus 90 plus 136 plus 180. When you do that with your calculator, you have 1007. Next, you simplify the variables. Minus x gives minus 2x. Minus 2x minus 2x gives minus 4x. So you have minus 4x equal to 900, right? So what we can do now is I don't like my variable having negative sign, so I will add 4x to both sides. When I do that, I'll be left with 1007 in the left hand side equals to 900 plus 4x. You can see I did it to both sides. Now same thing again, I will subtract 900. Since I want to eliminate 900 from the right hand side, I will subtract it from both sides. When I do that, I'll be left with 1007 minus 900 in the left side equals to, I'll be left with 4x in the right hand side. Now 1007 minus 900 gives 107 equals 4x, right? Now I divide both sides by 4, so 4 cancels 4. Then I have that x is equal to 107 divided by 4 gives 26.75. You can confirm with your calculator, 26.75 degree. Now we have gotten the value of x, right? The question also asks us to find the value of what? 2x. This is very, very simple. All we need to do is to substitute the value of x into this expression. So 2x becomes 2 times 26.75, and when you solve that, you have 53.5 degree, and that's the value of 2x. I believe it is well understood. So we have solved these two questions, right? Thanks for watching. I wish to see you in my next video. God bless you and bye. And remember, if you have any question, do well to comment. Thank you.